Now, the U.S. Senate confirmed John Estrada as the ambassador to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago on February 12, 2016. He was sworn in as ambassador on March 17, 2016. Prior to his confirmation, he was actually one of the most notable and senior ranking officers of the U.S. Marine Corps. Highest ranking enlisted Marine from 2003 to 2007. He served in active duty, and he was actually in that post at the height of the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. He has been cited and quoted as the Lavent Hill-born U.S. ambassador. And I think out of all of the ambassadors that we've had attached to the U.S. Embassy, he's probably one of the most high-profile. He's done more public appearances than I think most have. And he's making himself available to the public, and he joins us on set this morning. Good morning, Ambassador. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. It's great to be here this morning.
You're coming on after a very heated interview.
Yes.
Now, how has your stay in Trinidad been? For 3 years, the appointment was sort of in limbo because of the congressional lockheads, basically. You're here now. What has it been like?
Been a wonderful stay. I am going back down memory lanes in some sorts of ways, visiting the different parts of the countries. The most rewarding parts of my visits thus far is the schools, speaking with the young girls, the young boys. So I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time, and the warm Trinidadian welcome, it's unbelievable.
Now, you are described in every article that I've read about you as a Lavent Hill-born. I know that you returned at some point, while not as ambassador, to deliver a speech at one of the primary schools in Lavent Hill. Have you been back to the Lavent Hill area since returning?
I have. I have actually attended Mass up there twice, and I have been to several special schools.
Do you see yourself as Trini, Ambassador?
Do I see myself as Trini? I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, but I see myself as a U.S. citizen, yes.
Now, in terms of the term Lavent Hill-born, when you think of Lavent Hill, we have rose-colored lenses, and we also have stereotypical views of what has happened out of the community. Amazing people. You are one of the major success stories. You served as one of the highest-ranking officers in the U.S. Marine. When you have the community that you're from, and you hear the stories and you see the newspaper headlines, how does it make you feel?
Deeply saddens me when I see it. Again, it's an area that I used to run around as a little kid, pitch marbles, fly kites, and never had to worry from going to one neighborhood to the next. Now, you can't do that anymore. I go to church up on the hill at Our Lady Fatima. I understand the church is surrounded by gangs. Security precautions got to be taken, so it has changed. It has lost its innocence.
Lost its innocence. What do you think can be done, should be done, and is not being done? Because you're right, the community that was once described as the beautiful window of Port of Spain, because that is the meaning of Lavent Hill, it's French. What do you think is not being done?
First of all, I think it can be turned around. I have seen the people in church. There are a lot of good people up there doing good things. The people and the government working together could turn that community around. And I think to a certain extent, they're starting to make some progress up in that area. They're starting to make some progress, and I continue to root for them. So it could be done. You have to address the issues in the home. It begins in the home. And people have to be held accountable, again, and parents need to take responsibility. That's where it begins. Parenting and taking responsibilities.
Yes. Now, you've taken on the role as a U.S. ambassador in Trinidad and Tobago. What is your priority list? Everyone that takes up a new position, especially a high-profile position, you have a vision, a mission, and you hope to achieve a number of things. What are those things for you?
Our priority, which is my priority, obviously, governance, commerce, I've said it before, involves trade, and security. All three of them benefits both of our countries working together. When I talk about governance, helping, assisting, whatever we can, learning from our experiences in the U.S. to help assist Trinidad and Tobago building institutions to better serve its people. And trade, commerce, again, having an even playing field for trade, both ways. Trinidad should be able to export to the U.S. with no problems at all. We should be able to export to Trinidad and Tobago with no problems. Again, an even playing field. And security benefits both of our nation.
Is it an even playing field now if we talk about trade with the U.S.? The U.S. is still one of our major trading partners, and we are signatories to the CBI. Is it a level playing field? Is the CBI still even relevant to CARICOM?
It is relevant, and I think it is an even playing field. And we continue there's areas of disagreements, areas that need to be tweaked a little bit, and we continue to do so with no problems.
What do you think is the major hindrance to expanding the CBI or for allowing a greater output from the Caribbean to enter the U.S. markets?
I don't see a hindrance.
Are our goods up to standards? Is it a quality control issue? What is it? I know in Jamaica they had to redo a number of things.
We have to have quality control, just as we export to here. There should be quality control.
Is quality an issue?
Is quality an issue? No. We work with the government of Trinidad and Tobago to make sure that quality is not an issue.
How would you describe trade relations currently with Trinidad and Tobago?
I think it's great, but it could be improved on. Anything could be improved on.
What are some of the issues that you're looking at to improve on?
On trade? Mm-hmm. We don't really have an issue at all with Trinidad and Tobago involving trade. So I am not really looking at anything specifically. I think that the economy here in Trinidad and Tobago has retracted some because of the downturn in oil and gas. So we are partnering, looking for ways to help this country better diversify its economy. So that's the number one priority. How can we assist in helping Trinidad and Tobago diversify the economy?
And how can you assist? We've been using the word diversification in our vocabulary since the 1960s. Do you know that? We've achieved very little. We've identified pillars, poles, growth clusters, every fad word that you can think about in management.
So we've been doing this for years. We've been working with the government to diversify. As you know, we don't buy as much oil and gas in Trinidad and Tobago anymore. We work with them looking for new markets. That's one of the areas we could help them. And we have worked together on finding new markets. They have, and they have done very well on that. So we're very supportive of that. Areas of clean energy, energy security, those areas.
Now, you know, I read in one of the interviews you spoke about LGBT, equal rights, lack of discrimination, and equality and equity. It's interesting, we're in a society where people don't like to talk about non-sexy topics. They don't like to talk about topics that will kind of raise the ire of the religious bodies, as you just came out of one interview and realized that. How are you going to really ensure that you promote the message for equality and equity and freedom?
Our country promotes it worldwide. All our embassies, we promote it worldwide.
Well, you had the landmark Supreme Court judgment recently.
So we promote it worldwide. And we do so from lessons learned in the United States. Our President Barack Obama, going on almost 8 years now, he's been a champion in that forefront. And that's one of our country's, I think, great accomplishment. It all comes down to basic human rights. I'm a big supporter. I have friends in the gay community, professional friends that are doing well. I knew some in the U.S. military. We just confirmed Secretary of the Army, openly gay. So it comes down to basic human rights. It's the right thing to do. And the arguments against it, I think it's just out of touch.
Well, you can hear arguments as bringing down fire and brimstone that still exists in people's vocabulary. What do how are we going to bring this conversation to mainstream media, the issue of freedom of choice?
I think you're having that conversation now. It's a healthy conversation. It's been in the press quite a bit, and I don't really necessarily follow Facebook and Twitter and all of that, but I understand it's very active out there. So the conversation is happening, and I think that's healthy.
Now, you made reference to Barack Obama, the U.S. president. He's on his way out. Are you looking at the race with any interest?
Of course, all Americans do, and I am, yes.
What do you think of the Trump factor? Do you sometimes look at the TV and think, am I really living in America? Am I really a U.S. citizen? What's happening here?
So the way I look at it, I look at it as a very rigorous democratic process, and it's healthy to have that debate. And at the end of the day, the American people will do what they always do. They will choose the right president, the right time in history.
Do you sometimes look and see the sound bites and wonder what is going on? Are you disappointed in the American people?
Not at all. Not at all, because I know they'll make the right decision, like they always do.
What if there's a possibility that he turns out to be our next president? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I would rather not comment on that. I just wish I could vote for President Barack Obama again.
Okay. We take a short break. We'll come back and continue our discussion. Stay with us.
Brought to you by Blink B Mobile.
Are you a tweeter like me? If so, this week's Tech Thursday may interest you. Microblogging site